see here. I have one from Nagari, India, from Twitter, and she asks why LDCs are still LDCs after decades of WTO, and I suppose decades of trade. And so why are they still LDCs? What's missing? Why do they not move up? Anybody volunteers? Professor Krugman? Yeah.
That's actually, first of all, WTO is secondary here. What you did have was a huge movement towards more open trading regimes by developing countries, beginning really from the late 80s through the mid 90s is the big change in policy. And it has had that move has had some successes. It certainly led to a big increase in exports from many countries, but often the development results, the gains in per capita income have been disappointing. And I mean, the short answer to the question is we don't know. The best we can say, there was excessive optimism. Circa 1993, there was a widespread belief. World Bank was arguing that turning to an outward-oriented trading regime would sort of guarantee 2% per year faster growth, and that has turned out not to be the case. It looks as if there are other ingredients. You need the outward orientation. No country has achieved rapid development since World War II without doing it in part through greater participation in the global economy. But it appears that there are other things. You need good education. You need a good infrastructure. You probably need good social institutions. And then there are other things at some level, the secrets of economic growth remain secrets. My old teacher, Robert Solow, once said that every effort to explain differences in national growth rates ends up in a blaze of amateur sociology. That there always is something that we don't fully understand. But I think the crucial point here is to say, look, yes, developing countries, many are still developing countries, they're still poor. But there are a lot of success stories out there, and they're not just the ones. It's not just China. There are many countries out there that are big success stories. Not everyone, but many. Yeah.
Yes, Susanna?
Maybe just to add, if I can add to Professor Krugman, there was a discussion around this when we were adopting Agenda 2030. This is something we cannot forget. It's only 2 years ago, to the date almost, that the world adopted an agenda for the next 15 years to address some of the challenges of unfinished development questions. And it was centered on people, centered at the human being, and it was really recognizing the need to address the disparity among people, the inequality among people and between countries also. And it was for the first time that this was a very holistic agenda that included education, gender, and trade, it is one of the pillars of development, but there are many others. So I think it is clear that institutions, for example, are a key element for development, and that has also been recognized in one of the Sustainable Development Goals. So it's not an easy task. It's not a simple answer. It's a very, very complicated one. But we, as the world, as the global community, have given ourselves the opportunity to address those issues. The interesting piece is that only 2 years after, we seem to be in a very low mood and sort of forgetting that we gave ourselves 15 years to work collectively on that. And trade is one of the points that we have to work on.